What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to episode 52 of the Super Grapple Bros podcast about two brothers who are former WWE employees that enjoy talking wrestling and video games and who also have consensual penises. No, that didn't work. So are we going to join Enzo? We hanging out? Podcast over already? Wow, I ended that quick. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be doing this solo now. I am your host, El Murpho. You realize, don't speak unless you have the microphone in front of you because they're not going to be able to hear what you're saying.
It's fine. I don't need to be here after that comment you just made.
I figured I'd surprise you to start things off with that horrible line from the Enzo Amore rap song, which we will be discussing. It has been a crazy week in wrestling, as I said. Also in video games as well. Lots of reveals, lots of news. I am one of your hosts, El Murpho.
And I am DMurph, and I am mortified.
But we do both have...
Just stop.
E rating right out of the gate.
There you go. Really earning it this week. God.
So yeah, it's been a crazy week this week in wrestling. Lots of pretty ridiculous, outlandish things have been happening. And not just for the good, but for the bad. We've got stuff with Ricochet. We've got stuff, as we mentioned, with Enzo Amore. We've got news from David Arquette. And we've also got some unfortunate things that are going on in the world of wrestling with Nia Jax. That's a little ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But we're going to start things off.
But on the plus side, once we get to it, we got stuff with this to talk about.
There's lots of good stuff to talk about in the video game section. But let's start things off on the wrestling side. And we're going to start off with David Arquette. You know, the greatest WCW champion of all time. Star of it. Robbed at every award show that year that it came out, Ready to Rumble.
I agree. That was a fantastic movie.
I actually do really love Ready to Rumble. But David Arquette has teased that he may be coming back to wrestling. We don't know if it's a serious tease, but WWE engaged with him when he was talking about it.
Yeah, I actually brought the article up on my phone. Mm-hmm. Former WCW champion David Arquette made a major announcement on the Wendy Williams show, revealing that he is planning to make a return to the squared circle as David Magic Man Arquette. Quote, "For 18 years, I've been trolled on the internet, and I just want to bring some respect back to my name."
I mean, honestly, if he's in shape and it's been 18 years and he actually knows how to wrestle, that would be an amazing friggin' story.
Mm-hmm.
Keep him the hell away from any major championships, or at least don't let him win any major championships, but that would be amazing.
I was going to say make him out of nowhere a surprise entrant in the Money in the Bank ladder match just to freak people out.
And then let him win. And then he cashes in and fails.
Either he cashes in or fails, or they pull an Edge and Ken Kennedy thing.
No, I don't think you should. That's taking time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he mentions 18 years ago, because for those of you who don't remember, 18 years ago, as a means to help promote the movie Ready to Rumble, David Arquette started showing up on camera as a personality on WCW television on Monday Nitro, and he started being buddies with DDP, who was his co-star in the movie, who was actually the villain in the movie.
Bang.
You know what Diamond Upside Down is, right?
Yep. Something that gets us an E rating.
Yep. So, and he was going up against, it was Eric Bischoff and Jeff Jarrett,
mm-hmm.
who were the bad guys. Jarrett was the champion at the time. And basically DDP was having a rivalry with Jarrett for the championship. Arquette gets involved, Bischoff gets involved, so they have a tag match on Nitro where whoever...
I believe it was actually Vince Russo, not...
Was it Russo?
Yeah.
Not Bischoff?
It was Russo, yeah.
It would be Russo.
Exactly.
I know that this is all a result of Russo booking, but I thought that Bischoff was the villain authority figure in this, not Russo.
It was Russo. Bischoff was gone by this point.
Ah, okay. Anyway, so they have a tag match on Nitro where whoever scores the pinfall wins the WCW championship, and Arquette pins Russo, or you sure it's Russo?
Let me double check.
Double check. He pins Russo or Bischoff, whoever it was. And
you're right. It was Bischoff.
Ha.
Okay, I thought it was Russo, because remember them
Well,
talking about Russo.
This was
but whatever.
the heyday of Russo booking.
True.
In WCW.
That's true, yeah.
So Arquette pinned Bischoff and won the WCW championship, and there's that infamous shot of him having his hand raised, the title being like presented to him, and him looking confused as hell, like how the hell did I ever get myself into this? Which eventually led to a 3 like castle cage match where it was a cage with a cage on top of it, with a cage on top of that. Which was taken from the Ready to Rumble movie.
Here's the fun part, though.
Which, to be honest with you, I didn't really... I mean, the match, I don't think was that great, but the concept, I never really hated.
Well, the thing that I thought was funny about it was the fact that you had the first cage was the ring, and then the second cage was filled with all kinds of weapons, and then the third cage, because Jeff Jarrett was involved, was filled with acoustic guitars.
Yes. I also just realized that we did not turn this...
That's fine. But yeah, I just want to point out that I'm pretty sure if he does do anything, he's coming back to WWE, because in WWE's article themselves, they ended it saying, "It remains to be seen if Arquette's return will bring him back to WWE to prove the naysayers wrong and show that history should look fondly upon his WCW title reign."
You didn't even let me finish telling the story of the Arquette saga.
Well, I just wanted to point that out, that that's something that WWE themselves has said.
That's because they own WCW.
I know, but...
Anyway, the way that it ended was they did that match from Ready to Rumble, and Arquette actually turned heel on DDP. Jarrett wins by pinning DDP, and then Arquette kind of just goes away.
I believe it was like a ladder match where the belt was being hung above.
It was in the 3 cages match.
Above the 3 cages.
There was not a ladder above the 3 cages.
No, there was not a ladder, but I said the belt was hung like in a ladder match. Yeah, because I remember... Arquette, I believe, hit DDP with a guitar to knock him off, which allowed Jarrett to climb up and grab the belt.
So, seen as one of the darkest moments in WCW history and the darkest moments in the Big Gold Belts history, which I agree. And I felt bad for David Arquette because that was just booking. He was just like along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
And Arquette is a huge wrestling fan. He gets a lot of flack that he doesn't deserve. But I mean, it also was one of the stupidest booking decisions in wrestling history. But I mean, it's WCW, the guys who also came up with the Shockmaster and RoboCop. But then again, those were both, I think, Dusty Rhodes decisions. Those weren't Vince Russo decisions.
Well,
but this was also the age of Vince Russo, where the title changed hands on Nitro like twice a month.
I do want to point out though that with the Shockmaster, I love the story of how Dusty Rhodes, he in an interview had said like, and with the mask, I told him just get like one of those Star Wars masks and put glitter on it, something like that, make it look something like that. And they legitimately went out and actually bought one of those Star Wars masks and put glitter on it and did exactly as I said. And I said, no, I said something like that, but there was no time, so we just went with it.
So that was the story of David Arquette in WCW, his time in wrestling, and since then, you know, he has been looked upon too fondly. He still does interviews, though. He's been on, if you ever watch the Monday Night Raw Wars or stuff like that, any WWE like shows that do that, they do have interviews from Arquette of him talking about it in the past. So I think it would be cool to see David Arquette come back, show that he could actually wrestle, so that way maybe he's not looked at as the darkest moment in all of history.
I'm excited to see videos start surfacing of David Arquette in the Performance Center.
Chilled Leopard, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. Yes.
But yeah, don't you want to see clips of David Arquette in the Performance Center, especially walking across people like Lars Sullivan?
That'd be pretty funny.
I would love that.
I would love to just see a montage of David Arquette training at the at there. What if David Arquette came back to NXT and was the one who beat Aleister Black?
I was thinking you were going to go with the person to challenge Adam Cole for the North American Championship at TakeOver Chicago.
That would be amazing.
I would be 100% okay with that. Fooled me.
But seriously, like, I've always liked David Arquette as an actor, as a person, and I feel like, again, he just got the raw deal. So if he ends up doing something, I think it could only be positive.
Yeah.
If anything, you could look back and be like, well, he eventually learned how to wrestle, and he could compete, and he had some crazy matches. So yeah, while it sucked that he had the WCW championship, at least he came back and proved that he could wrestle.
Yeah. But I just, like I said before, I wanted to point out the end of that article because it's WWE.com's article. I'm pretty sure that means, oh, he might come to WWE. They're hinting, yeah, he's probably going to be coming back here.
I don't know. Sometimes WWE, we just like to, when I was at WWE.com, we sometimes just liked to comment on stuff like that or make stories like that and put in those little things like that. Sometimes it was directed by higher up. Sometimes we just did it to mess with people and to make people think that something was going to happen, and we were just getting in for the clicks and whatnot, to tell the story, to get it out there, and to make people like us speculate and talk about it.
Well, hopefully it's not just razzmatazz. It actually happens.
Yeah, hopefully. What's up to Cam, who is in the chat, by the way? So what other crazy things happened? I guess the next big one to move on would be that, as you remember, when Enzo Amore wrote his note after it was proved that he was cleared of all charges, he said to his fans that he would be back in entertainment, but left out the sports. And this week we found out why. He released a thing.
Well, quick question. What would you describe that thing as?
Well, it involved rapping, putting words into rhyme, like rhyming the words bitch with bitch.
So classic warrior.
He's the best.
Would you describe it as being in the musical genre?
Yes, it was a musical.
Not according to Enzo Amore.
Why?
He made a tweet saying, "For all you wondering why you can't buy or download or stream that what I released, it's because it ain't a song, it's a statement."
Oh boy. By the way, Chilled Leopard, we do like the Fallout franchise quite a bit. We'll talk about it later in our video game section.
Woo! Love Fallout.
So yeah, Enzo released a rap video, which I guess he's calling a statement, which was basically him. It looked like he was just throwing the middle finger to a bunch of people. The first one, it's the video opens up on this guy who looks like what the stereotypical view of a smark is, or one of the guys who are like a wrestling insider who writes stories on the internet.
So Bullet Club shirt.
No. Oh. It was just this kid wearing this fat kid with like Cheetos like on his shirt, sitting in a recliner in his mom's garage.
Okay, until you said mom's garage, I was gonna say, how did you get secret footage of me? But
and he was arguing with his mom that he wasn't gonna do his chores because it was the 25th anniversary of wrestling, and he had to write about it. He had to watch it and then write about it.
Specifically of wrestling, that was a specific.
Yeah. Well, he can't mention actual companies.
I know, but still, he couldn't make some other wrestling thing up. It was just 25th anniversary
then they
of
wouldn't
wrestling.
Get the wrestling event thing, but whatever. A lot of people believe that this might actually be not a caricature of smarks in general, but more so of the individual writer who broke the story of the claims that were against him. And then Enzo busts into the room and starts rapping to the guy, basically insulting him for like making the wrong predictions about him and judging him and stuff like that. Then it cuts to him driving around the desert in a dune buggy, rapping about the chick who lied about his assaults and everything, saying that like he only had respect for women, using F-bombs and whatnot to insult her. Then there's a scene at a church where it seems like it's a funeral, apparently his own funeral, and that's where the first chorus comes in, where he's saying F that woman and all that, and that's when he says that he grabs his consensual penis. That's where that line comes in. One line, then he eventually Enzo in his red jacket talking about his consensual penis. Cam does think that he's a better rapper than him, and I would agree. But then he eventually we find out with the dune buggy that he's dragging his coffin from his funeral out into the desert, and he's digging a grave for that coffin and spray paints on it and burying it, and people don't know if that's him burying the accusations or him basically digging himself a grave, which is a great metaphor for what the video almost is.
You gotta have a backup plan. Gotta have a backup plan.
So yeah, that was a thing.
Was that basically the whole thing?
Pretty much.
Okay, can I make 2 statements about it quickly?
Sure.
One.
Oh, hold on,
Okay.
real quick. One thing, he has a couple verses where he talks about, which does have a nugget of truth to it. But he does it in an Enzo Amore rap, almost like insulting the person who's accusing him of things, so it doesn't come off as whatever. But he mentions how like because of her, it's people like this woman who made those accusations, and obviously I'm articulating it much better than like a rap song would, but basically saying that people like her are hurt the Me Too movement and stuff like that because it creates these people who are automatically condemned, and it makes these, and it doesn't just hurt him and other people who are falsely accused, but it hurts more people. The Me Too movement and stuff like that, which is a very good point to raise up, and he's like right on that. But the way he said it in the rap song, it was like, ew, almost cringe.
Okay, now can I make my 2 statements?
Okay.
First off, WWE seems to be going really hard and very R-rated with their new version of the Be a Star campaign of anti-bullying.
Oh, I don't know if there is a Be a Star campaign anymore, and we'll get to that later.
Yep. And number 2, I am excited for this. Like, I like Enzo, but I'm excited to see this fail and then see him go on to the indies and get destroyed by Joey Ryan's strong penis over his consensual penis.
Penis versus penis. The consensual one versus the strong one.
That reminds me, very quick note of something else that happened this week that I didn't mention to you. Apparently, Joey Ryan's penis entered itself into a battle royal this week.
Oh, God.
Yeah, not Joey Ryan, just his penis. He's talking about how it's gaining its own sentience. It's pretty interesting.
Now's the time where I walk away from the podcast. That's it. I'm done. Joey Ryan's penis has become sentient. Wonderful.
It's sentience versus consensual.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Okay. So,
gosh and jeez.
Speaking of the Be a Star thing, you missed this. I actually had to bring this up to you, and you didn't realize this before the show. But they really messed up and already ruined the Ronda Rousey Nia Jax angle.
Yep.
Because last week, 2 weeks ago when they announced the angle, Nia's fine, regular. She's still like, beat up the bully. I'm being a star. I am what everybody wants to be. There's no such thing as body shaming. Be happy with who you are. Last week they have the contract signing. She's still kind of the same, even though Stephanie runs them both down. This week, they decided, screw that. She's a big bully. She's everything that she has fought against for the last, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
She faces a jobber, beats up the jobber, insults the jobber, taunts and teases the jobber, and then taunts and teases Ronda Rousey after she wins. Because Ronda was on commentary.
Sounds right for WWE.
Standard WWE. This got a huge amount of backlash. A lot of people were like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you just spent all this time trying to build up the story, build her up as a sympathetic character, prove that, you can be whoever you want to be. She was an inspiration to kids and little girls everywhere, that, just because you don't meet the prototypical look of a WWE superstar doesn't mean that, doesn't mean that you can't make it, that you can't do things, or that you should be judged. And now she's basically Alexa Bliss now. Hey, we didn't activate the echo.
Woo.
So a lot of people are pissed, and it happened just like that. But I mean, Cam does raise an interesting question. Cam said she's became exactly what Alexa Bliss said she was, which maybe that's what WWE does to try and salvage this, to where maybe she says, everything Alexa Bliss said was true. I was just pretending to be nice and vulnerable to get you people to support me, to get you behind me, so that way I could get a shot at the championship and take what I rightfully deserved. If they go that angle, it might work,
but not as good as if
but
they
it's
just
still
stayed with what she was doing.
Yeah, it's still just that's just a terrible way to twist that story.
Yeah,
and that just. All the people who look up to her and looked at that story as an inspiration, it's just it was all a lie.
Yeah, it basically.
So it still isn't good.
It basically seems like WWE's thing nowadays is we need something to do with this female character. What should we do? Let's turn him heel. Because, I mean, who's not heel left on the Raw roster?
Should we build that up slowly to where maybe she gets frustrated or gets arrogant or overconfident over a long title reign, defeating lots of challengers? Nope, she's a heel now.
Yeah, so we're just
gonna give her a local talent. She's gonna beat the hell out of her mercilessly. She's a heel now.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, honestly, who's left that's a face on Monday Night Raw? Ronda, Bayley,
Kinda, sorta, Sasha.
only kinda sorta though.
Only kinda, sorta, exactly. Yeah. Oh well, Alicia Fox doesn't do much, so they could always just have her show up and be like, she's a face now.
She was injured, that's why.
Yeah, but she could always just come back and be like, she's a face now.
Woohoo.
Yeah, because you've got Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax, who are now the heels, and Mickie James the heel.
And the Riot Squad.
Yep. Yikes.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe we should have seen this coming because this is the way they've been treating Mickie James, kind of, in the Alexa Bliss saga. It's like Mickie James hates Alexa Bliss. Now Mickie James is friends with Alexa Bliss. Now she hates Alexa Bliss. Yeah, exactly. Cam, as you said, like, face versus face would have worked fine. Or, Ronda could have made a good heel. That's what they did with Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle came in, made him a heel almost pretty much right off the bat. You could have done that with Ronda.
Yeah.
You could have maybe had Ronda just be merciless and, like, just mercilessly aggressive towards Nia, causing her to turn heel. Or both people liked both Nia and Ronda. Just seeing them beat the hell out of each other would have been entertaining. You didn't need like a certified established heel in that match.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, heel versus heel is the matchup that doesn't work. Face versus face works, and face versus heel works.
Mm-hmm. But whatever.
Just not good. Not good.
No bueno.
Like, I'm not looking forward. Like, I was looking forward to this, and then they did this, and I'm like, and it just took the wins out of my sails for this match. And now I'm like,
and that's how you get killed in Sea of Thieves.
Yep. Because then you're by yourself, and then either the Kraken shows up or another ship shows up with 3 or 4 people, and then you're just getting griefed.
Yeah.
That way Ronda wouldn't need to talk as much as she probably will. Yep, exactly. Just make her a merciless, like, badass son of a bitch or daughter of a bitch. Who,
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to sneeze. Who just mercilessly beats people up.
And one person I'm going to talk about quickly who is involved in that storyline is Stephanie McMahon. Which, as news came out, she's going to be doing another TV show.
Mm-hmm.
What, you ask? She's going to be on the Celebrity Undercover Boss.
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting.
Which I initially was like, there's no way anybody would be able to, like, not know it's Stephanie, just because people see her on TV and then people, see her in meetings and in the office all the time.
And
then you showed me the picture and I'm like, well, good job.
Yeah.
Good job, Undercover Boss.
Yeah.
But I also stand by the fact that the moment she starts talking, whether she tries to throw her own voice or not, people are going to recognize her.
Probably. But I'm hoping that it's something where somehow, some way, they make it where no one notices it's her. And by the end
it's called scripted reality.
Well, I'm saying I wish this is my ideal.
Pretend you don't know this is Stephanie.
Be
surprised when we reveal it's actually her.
This is my ideal. They somehow get her to change her voice, everything enough, so that way no one recognizes her. And by the end of the episode, she gets fired over some stupid little mistake, as seems to happen a lot in
by
WWE.
Her husband.
Yeah. You spilled the coffee on my shoes. That's it. You're done. Out of here. But Paul, no, you don't call me by that. I'm your boss. You call me Hunter here.
Only my wife calls me Paul. You call me Mr. Levesque, goddammit.
And then she takes the wig off and I'm going to be on the couch, aren't I?
I'm in trouble. Wait until I tell Dad. Crap.
Crap, that's right. That's something that Cam just pointed out that I just saw today.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was a
somebody UFC in the UFC, Canadian destroyered somebody.
Yep.
You can break somebody's neck legit like that.
And that's what looked like it happened almost.
No, there's a reason why that's a wrestling move, because if it wasn't a wrestling move, you could seriously, like, paralyze a person.
I know. It's crazy.
No, I've got to see this. That can't be. No way.
I gotta find
No.
it. I saw Shayna.
Well,
had
when you find
retweeted
it, when you find it, show me. We're gonna move on to the last ridiculous thing, which is another feat of acrobatics. Not unlike similar to a Canadian destroyer, except landing on your feet and not killing somebody, and doing the jump from inside the ring to outside the ring to the goddamn ramp. Ricochet is not human, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he is not.
He's human, but he's not human. The things he can do acrobatically are ridiculous and insane. It's a miracle also they didn't break his ankles or blow out his knees.
Yeah, I watched that entire segment, and I'm gonna point out, as I had mentioned to you earlier, that segment happened after Ricochet already had a full-on match with a guy who was 6'8", and at one point in the match did a suplex, rolled through, and then deadlifted this guy who's over 200 pounds, like from the ground, and did another suplex. It was insane.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, on NXT this week, after Ricochet had a match, Velveteen Dream came down the ramp, was standing on the ramp, and was having a verbal spat with Ricochet, or more so just talking to and cutting a promo on Ricochet, and says that anything you can do, I can do, and make it even better. And then Ricochet hits the ropes, runs, jumps from the ring, clears the top rope. I think he did like a 450 flip, pretty much 2 full rotations, right? It was 2 full rotations he did, or was it just one?
I think it was just one.
He does a full rotation and lands at the base of the metal ramp and just lands no problem and just stands right up
and
pretty
just
much
walks right up to
Velveteen
Velveteen
Dream.
and gets right up to the microphone and just goes, "Let me see," or "Show me." Yeah, he just goes up to him and just goes, "Show me." And
Velveteen does the perfect just shocked look, drops the mic, and just backs away.
And thank you, Cam, in chat, because he saw that I was having a hard time finding it, and he tagged me in on Twitter.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and then the guy got the knockout victory right after that.
Oh, God, stop. He broke his neck. Stop it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that happened.
Torres.
Yeah, and I initially saw that by Shayna had tweeted it out or commented on it, being like, "That's the first thing I said was shoot Canadian."
Shoot Canadian. Yeah, the dude landed on the side of his head. He was probably in pain in his neck, didn't even know what to do, and then takes 3 shots to the jaw. I hope that dude's okay.
Yeah. It's insane.
Christ. Oh, the UFC. It's too real. It's too real to me, damn it.
But yeah, that whole scene with Ricochet and Velveteen was great because Ricochet just had a very good match, and then Velveteen comes out and just starts talking about anything that Ricochet could do, he could do better and all that, and then Ricochet just does that, and Velveteen's like, "Okay,
never
not even gonna try."
Never mind.
But yeah, it is. Looks
I
like
rescind my statement.
It is setting up for Ricochet versus The Dream at
Which
Takeover.
Will be awesome.
Oh yeah,
and that's not the only match that we found out about this week though for NXT Takeover.
Yeah, there were 2 other matches. One is which was announced at the very beginning of the show. William Regal deemed that both Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa were too dangerous to be at the arena, and so he had sent contracts to their respected homes for a Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in a street fight match.
Mm-hmm. Which apparently I heard was originally supposed to be a last man standing match, but then the main roster made Nakamura versus AJ Styles a last man standing match, so they had to change it to a street fight.
Okay. And then to add on to that, EC3 was having a match later on in the night. I forget who it was with off the top of my head. It was with Fabian Eichner, who is real good. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember the name.
Yeah, he was in the Cruiserweight Classic and everything, and now he's bulked up and he's a heavyweight and still doing all the crazy flips and stuff.
Jesus. Fabian was which guy again?
He was the one guy from Italy. He was the one that did a double springboard moonsault in the first round.
Okay.
Yeah. So EC3 was having a good match with him, and then out of nowhere, Johnny Gargano just comes in through the crowd, walks over to the announce table, picks up a microphone saying, "This is a signed contract for a street fight with Tommaso Ciampa at NXT TakeOver Chicago," and just slams both the microphone and the contract down on the desk and walks out. EC3 just looks at him like, "The fuck you doing, man?"
I'm having a match, dude.
Yeah.
Bruh. Like, bruh.
Yeah.
For real, though, bruh.
In which then EC3 got back in the ring. Fabian Eichner almost got the one up on him, but then EC3 just flat out destroyed him and got the win.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's EC3. You
Yeah.
gotta build him up.
Oh, yeah. But that was interesting. And then the other match that was announced for TakeOver Chicago is it was announced because Aleister Black came out being like, so I don't know who I'm going to be facing at TakeOver Chicago. There's been a lot of people fighting for it, but I'll face whoever. And then Lars Sullivan came out and just flat out said, there's no debate over that anymore. Mr. Regal has determined that I will be challenging you for the NXT Championship at TakeOver
and honestly,
Chicago.
I think that's the perfect match for Aleister Black to have in his first title defense.
I agree.
He's going to win, but Lars Sullivan, and he should win, but Lars Sullivan is the perfect fit for this job. He's a great, he's already a really good monster heel, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be so good. Mm-hmm. So good.
And then we got a tease as to what we believe the NXT Women's Championship match is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, the main event of NXT that night was Dakota Kai finally standing up to the bully, Shayna Baszler, and challenging her for the NXT Women's Championship. And the majority of the match was Shayna just like taunting her and teasing her and absolutely destroying her left leg. Mm-hmm. Like, you remember that thing she did with Dakota Kai's arm?
I think so.
How she had her arm like this and then stomped on the elbow?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did that to Dakota Kai's left ankle in the match.
Ow.
Yeah, and was just destroying her, and then Dakota Kai started getting the one-up on her and went to hit her new finisher, which I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen a new finisher?
No.
It's basically the opponent leans forward like this, and then she jumps up, puts her knees on the shoulder, and does kind of like a Canadian Destroyer, flipping them and making them land on her knees.
Jesus Christ.
It's really cool. She went to do that to Shayna, and Shayna stopped it and reversed it into the, what is it, the Karabuta Clutch, I believe it's called, and beat her. And then I believe she went and either, I forget whether she wouldn't let go or she let go and then put her in it again. And then Nikki Cross came out, stopped her, took the belt from her, and was like, come on, Shayna, you want it, come get it. And Shayna got in the ring slowly, and then Nikki Cross got on the microphone. And, no, she didn't even get on the microphone. She just was yelling, literally, you, me, tonight, me, you, tonight, Dakota, Shayna, me, tonight, title, you're the referee. And literally made Dakota Kai start acting like a referee, gave Dakota Kai the belt, and she like held it up like, I don't know what's going on. Went to hand it to a referee on the outside. Shayna went to stop them and grab it, and Nikki grabbed her, gave her her spinning neck breaker finisher that she does, pinned her for the 3 count with Dakota Kai doing the 3 count. And just took the belt and started running around celebrating with the NXT Heroes. Literally ran into the crowd and then starts walking up the ramp. And at that point, Shayna got up and just like, what are you doing? That wasn't a match. That's my title. And Nikki Cross is just walking away with the title.
It's Nikki Cross. She does as she does.
Yeah. I do really like, though, that Killian Dane tweeted out the image of Nikki Cross walking up the ramp with the belt, just saying she deserves it. Yeah, Dakota Kai is really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of her, but I know that she's good.
Yeah, she made it to the semifinals of the Mae Young Classic, and she's been doing stuff on NXT. She's real good.
Cool.
Like I said, her new finisher is insane.
Yeah. Not insane, though.
No, not insane. Insane.
Okay. Which, that was another thing that happened this week. Sami Zayn issued a public apology. Sami Zayn issued a public apology for last week's segment.
God.
Which was basically like one of the segments on Raw. I think Lashley came out and stuff happened. I just found that funny that he came out and issued a public. Basically, he was a symbol. I guess, what's the word for it? He conduit for WWE to issue an apology for last week's segment, which. Yeah, it was bad.
Yep.
The only other things I remember really that stood out to me happening this week was that unfortunately we did not get Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe 1-on-1. Apparently Samoa Joe, ring telephone, by the way, that's going to come into the audio version. Just ignore the phone. Actually, hold on. I'm going to turn that off.
All right. I'm here. I'm entertaining you. No, but yeah, apparently it wasn't just Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe like we were supposed to get. Apparently they changed it to Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe versus Big Cass. And Samoa Joe picked up the win, so now we got Samoa Joe going into the Money in the Bank ladder match at Money in the Bank.
But not just that, though. I'm back. Hey, what's up? Hey.
Hey, Lenny. Hey.
Hey. We got a promo to start things off that apparently Samoa Joe slayed, where he took a ladder out, like climbed the ladder, and was like talking about how he's going to destroy Daniel Bryan. So,
I mean, to be fair, he's Samoa Joe. He could do whatever the hell he wants.
yeah. The cool thing about Joe winning the match, though, is that Daniel Bryan didn't tap. He passed out.
There you go.
So, Cam says, can Big Cass go back to the mid-card where he belongs, please? I'm sure he will once Daniel Bryan wins this rivalry.
I don't think he can because you can't really teach match card placement, and as you can tell, he does.
You
a
also
lot of things
can't
he
teach being 7 foot tall.
Yeah, exactly. He's just 7 foot tall. You can't teach him to do anything else, so he doesn't do anything else other than be 7 feet tall.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay, whatever. Sure.
I'm just saying that's why he got it, because he just naturally is.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Samoa and Daniel were great on the mic, and then Cass came out. That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to wait until longer to get a singles match of Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe. But now we have Joe in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and good Lord, is this match going to be good.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. So that's all that I can recall.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was one other thing that was pretty crazy that you want to talk about that happened this week in WWE.
Mm-hmm. Involving someone that shares our last name.
Eddie Murphy showed up?
No, a different Murphy, though. A white one.
Huh. The Dropkick Murphy showed up?
No, but he does have an accent.
Okay.
And he's from the same country as Steve Irwin.
A Stingray Murphy showed up?
Yes.
Oh my god.
We finally got the long-awaited match of Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. And god damn, was that good. I am surprised that neither man is concussed, honestly.
Was that good? I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
I'll point it out to you this way. There was one point in the match. This is just one spot. Buddy Murphy, and this is getting towards the end too, so it had been going on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Power bombs Cedric Alexander real hard. Holds on to it for a pin. 1, 2. With the way Cedric Alexander kicks out, he kind of rolls back, and Buddy Murphy instantly transitions it to grabbing him by the arms, pulling him in, and kneeing him right in the face really hard.
Ow.
And then immediately going for another pinfall attempt, and Cedric still kicking out at 2.
Jesus
The
Christ.
match was so crazy.
Hard hitting wrestling action there on 205 Live with them cruiserweights.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy, he is so good, and I'm a little upset that he didn't win that match because he is so good, but at the same time, I'm glad that Cedric Alexander won because he also deserves the title.
Yeah. Like I said, I think Cedric Alexander is going to hold on the championship for a while and then turn heel.
I don't think
Even though it would be
happen.
cool to see Buddy Murphy with the championship.
I think we might see Buddy Murphy with it eventually, but I don't think Cedric's going to hold it till he turns heel. I think he's going to lose it eventually to Drew Gulak.
Mm-hmm. From what I hear, he's been firing on all cylinders down there.
He is so good.
Cedric is too boring of a character, but that's just because he's a face right now. He's a generic face without a character, but his wrestling ability is insane, though.
Oh yeah, which is why I loved the match.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have a feeling that probably the next challenger for the Cruiserweight Championship is probably going to be like TJP, just another general heel to throw at Cedric Alexander before,
and then Gulak at like SummerSlam will take the title. You think
probably something like that. But yeah, and Gulak definitely deserves it. He's been doing amazing, and he's also got the UK tournament coming up soon because he's going to be the only American in that.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it to like the semifinals or the finals and loses.
I don't think he's going to make it to the finals, but I think he's definitely going to make it at least past the first round.
Because he's going to be the big heel. He's the American in the UK tournament. He's the one that people wouldn't want to see win. So, the further he makes it, the more it makes people root for the person he's against.
Yeah.
So booking wise, it makes sense to make him go really far in the tournament.
It makes sense, but at the same time, I don't know if they'll do that just because of the fact that a lot of these people that go to that at least went to the first tournament and are going to be going to the second one are people who are real big fans of the UK independent scene. So they're going to be like looking a lot more for the matches that feature the guys that they know. So that's why I don't think Jack Gallagher is going to go that far.
All the more reason to boo Gulak when he keeps winning and beating the UK indie guys.
Well, what
He's
I
a
mean,
heel. That's the point.
I understand, but I think it'd be more of a not him getting booed as a them just not going as hard for the match as they would for the matches featuring people that they know better.
I don't know.
There's still a good chance that they're gonna boo.
You are undervaluing the amount of wrestling fans in the United Kingdom who don't pay attention to WWE. Like, it's their hometown people, but if they know who it is, it doesn't matter. If they know who it is and they don't want them to win, but they really want their UK indie guys to win, they're still gonna watch the match because they like one guy in the match, and they're really gonna want that other guy to lose. So, Cam also thinks he's gonna make it to the semifinal. He thinks the final is gonna be Travis Banks versus Zach Gibson.
That's quite possible.
So.
It's going to be a good tournament, though. I'm excited.
Yeah. And I believe that's it for wrestling this week, unless there's anything else that you can think of.
Not that I can think of.
Alrighty, then. Well, then let's switch things over into the gaming section. First thing is we'll do a bit of Destiny 2 news.
Okay.
Because this is actually happening before E3.
Yeah.
This Tuesday, June 5th, Destiny is going to reveal what is going on with them at year 2 in their second year, which starts with the September expansion, currently titled Comet. We'll probably get the official title for it. They released an image with it, which looks like a ship, ship parts floating in space with a purple tint, which means only one thing to Destiny fans, the reef.
Mm-hmm. For those of you say, it reminds me of the reef,
which excites me because we haven't seen the reef outside of a social space in the Prison of Elders. There really hasn't been a large explorable portion of the reef, so it'll be interesting to see what the reef will be like in exploratory form. And this also follows, if you actually watch the final cutscene of the Destiny 1 campaign. When the speaker awakens and he sends his pulse of light, it sends out a pulse of light. It washes over Mercury first, then Mars, then the reef. Curse of Osiris happened in Mars. Warmind happened. Curse of Osiris happened on Mercury. Warmind happened on Mars. Comet's gonna happen in the reef, which means probably the next thing after that will take place on either the Dreadnought or one of the moons of Saturn or something, because that's what was shown next. And then after that, they showed it going out of the solar system and enveloping those weird ships
all the way off in the distance,
which could be the year 3 enemy. Maybe they get introduced into year 3, kick the hell out of you, and that's the enemy for for Destiny 3. Or maybe they are just the Destiny 3 villains, but we find out about them at the end of this whole cycle with Destiny 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's believed that the Fallen, because they haven't been featured yet as a main enemy or antagonist in Destiny 2 yet.
Yeah.
They will be the villains.
That's good.
But it's very interesting because we may also find out more about the Taken Queen, or not the Taken Queen, the Awoken Queen. It's been called the Taken Queen, which it would be an interesting twist if she actually became Taken and was a queen who had Taken abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But the Queen of the Awoken, Marasov, and her brother, Prince Uldren.
I thought you were going to say her brother, Matt Hardy.
No. Very funny.
Thank you.
Because last we saw them was during the Taken King expansion, where they were in the very first cutscene, and they were fighting against Oryx and the Dreadnought, but they lost. But we didn't actually see them die. We just saw explosions approach them, and then nothing. Mm-hmm. And Uldren's ship was found crashed in Warmind, and the Grimoire, I believe, is stated that Uldren is still alive, and it's alluded to the fact that Marasov is somehow still alive as well.
Yeah. So
it's going to be interesting. The Reef, the Destiny 2 Year 2 reveal could show what they're up to. Also, the end of the Taken King expansion had Eris Morn talking about Marasov as her queen and how, like, this was the only way. Like, this was all by design, which then led into getting the quest for the swords. The exotic swords. And Eris Morn hasn't been seen since the start of Destiny 2. You see her little, like, spooky pot in the ruins of the tower, but that's it. So it's believed that, not that kind. So it's believed that maybe she's with Marasov. So it'll be very interesting to, like, see. We could see her show back up.
Okay.
And we can also see what's the name of the guy who ran Prison of the Elders? Varix.
Okay.
We could see Varric show back up as well. There have been teases with him in explorable areas in earlier Destinies. So be exciting to see what that's going to bring story-wise, lore-wise, also gameplay-wise. That's going to be happening on Tuesday.
Okay.
So
Good.
that's Destiny 2 news. But the big news, I would say, probably the biggest news, well, arguably the biggest news, because there was another big reveal that happened this week.
To me, this is maybe third biggest news.
This might be, I can't remember.
It's definitely top 3.
I think this might be my first, possibly second, is that Assassin's Creed Odyssey was leaked via a E3 keychain with a Spartan or Greek warrior helmet on it, and then confirmed. And it's called Assassin's Creed Odyssey, with an image saying "See you at E3," and there's a very brief shot of a Greek warrior kicking somebody off a cliff, almost a la 300 style.
That's odd. I see.
I see what you did there. It was kind of odd.
Yep. I apologize.
Odyssey, of course, is the name of the, I believe it was the Homer, not Plato, but Homer writing with Odysseus. So who knows if we'll see them. The interesting thing here, though, is that Origins, which is about the Egyptian, about in ancient Egypt and about the Egyptian civilization, it happens in the days of Cleopatra when the Roman Empire is around. So you can't go further back into the heyday of Greek culture because there's no assassin order then. So it's like, when is this going to be set? Is this going to be like right after Origins, where Greece is kind of under the rule of the Romans, but then they're not during the warring city-states era, which was the heyday with the Spartans and the Athenians and the Greek pantheon
and Kratos.
That guy. But not that guy. And basically around the time of all these myths and legends, like the Odyssey, like what. More of a legend than a myth, because Troy became we found out that Troy was actually real like decades ago.
Yeah.
The Trojan War. So what's the name of the story for that?
The Iliad?
Yeah, the Iliad. So like the Iliad, the Odyssey, Jason the Argonauts, all that stuff, like that'll have come and passed. So like it's going to be interesting to see like where this fits into the Assassin's Creed lore and like how, like what period of Greece we're going to be involved in.
The only thing I could think of is maybe this just has some kind of connection that leads up to everything with Assassin's Creed Origins, because I heard that this is supposed to be some kind of sequel to that, or at least related to it very closely, and it could be something where like Assassin's Creed Origins was about Bayek, who was the first assassin. Maybe this could be about like the first like
assassin from Greece,
maybe something like that, or maybe the first startings, rumblings of an actual organization or something. Who knows? Maybe.
But it'll be interesting to see. We're gonna learn more at E3, at the Ubisoft showcase, I am sure. But that wasn't the only reveal. I'll get to the one that you're most excited about, and then we'll get to the one that you want. Then we'll get to the final one, if I can find the right news story. That's not.
I don't think you need to go to a news story.
Here we go. You go ahead and you just take over.
All right. So the big news is Bethesda got 140,000 people to watch a bobblehead in front of a TV screen that said "Please stand by." That every now and then had things like balloons dumped on the TV and a dabbing puppet.
To be honest with you, the second they started that Twitch stream, I was like, I'm just gonna wait until whatever reveal gets on VOD, because I know that this is just them, almost kind of like Jeff Kaplan when Blizzard did the Overwatch Yule log type thing.
Yep.
Where I was like, this is definitely just a troll thing, and they're not gonna like put it out immediately. It's gonna be hours and hours. So I was like, I will just wait.
Yeah, 24 hours to be exact. Oh, excuse me. Well, the thing that was crazy about it is they had simply tweeted out the image with the hashtag "Please stand by" of the "Please stand by" screen with saying nothing else. And they started the stream.
Fallout, please stand by screen.
And they started the stream without saying anything. And so people just kind of discovered it on their own, and people were making jokes about it and everything. And it led to a lot of speculation. A lot of people were thinking, oh, they might announce a new game. They might just, because this year is the 10th anniversary of Fallout 3, be doing Fallout 3 Remastered. Some people thought New Vegas Remastered. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were thinking, or at least hoping, for something like New Vegas 2 or New Orleans, something like that. But it turned out to be the reveal of the game Fallout 76, in which one of the main things that we get from this is it focuses around the vault number 76. And a lot of people, rumor has it, with the word being leaked out, that apparently it's going to be some kind of multiplayer game.
Well, you say
rumor
leak,
has it,
but it's rumors.
Yeah. Unreliable sources have stated.
Unreliable source. Yeah, because we're not sure. But a lot of people think that it might be some sort of survival or Fallout battle royale type mode.
It's not going to be a battle royale
or a survival type game.
Some information that has been leaked out is that it's going to be very heavily based on the what's it called? The base building from Fallout 4, which makes a lot of sense, seeing as how the entire idea of Vault 76 and the Fallout lore is that it is one of the few control vaults in the world where it actually did what it was designed to do, which is 20 years after the war, the vaults opened up and those people were supposed to go and start rebuilding society afterwards. So it makes sense that if that's what people were supposed to be doing when they got out of the vaults, that's what the game would be based around, is people working together to try and rebuild some kind of society or build things up in general.
It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to learning more about it, which I'm sure we'll learn more about it at the Bethesda showcase and finding out what it is. And I wouldn't be surprised, knowing Bethesda, if it was going to come out this year.
Oh, they've already announced a release date.
When is it?
I believe it's November of this year. I forget exactly off the top of my head, but I believe at the end of it, October 27th.
Okay.
Or no, that's when, that's the date that it reads in the Pip-Boy. Roll down more.
2102.
All the way down, right there. Dang it,
nope.
Where is it? I could have sworn that it had a date at the end of it.
I don't think it had a date.
Well, anyway, a lot of people think it's coming out this fall. And the game is going to be taking place, it seems, with all these strong hints and everything, in West Virginia, because it's in the middle of Appalachia. The game is codenamed in Bethesda The Mountain. The John Denver song plays in Take Me Home Country Roads, plays in the beginning of the trailer, and they specifically mentioned West Virginia in it.
We'll see.
And the information for the vault in past games lists it as being in the Washington, D.C. area, which could be considered...
We'll see. Also, apparently the government formally had a secret bunker in West Virginia that they had to deactivate because the Washington Post found out about it and let everybody know about it.
Yep. But yeah, I'm really hoping that it takes place there, because that would be a pretty cool setting. I'm just wondering what West Virginia 20, or actually it'll be more than that, but right after nuclear apocalypse, what would it look like? So
yeah,
it'll be fun to go around and explore that and maybe hunt down some death claws and stuff like that.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna find out more.
I'm curious to learn more.
Oh, I'm very excited to learn more.
200 Shamrock Bits cheered by Big Sweep, by the way. And I do stream gameplay. I streamed it once this week. I was supposed to try and do a raid or stream gameplay last night. I was thinking about maybe starting Dad of Boy, but unfortunately I had a hockey game, which I found out about last minute, so I had to do that. So that's ruined those plans. And I was supposed to raid also on Thursday night, but then nobody on my clan, but I got out of work late, I had to go to bed early, and everybody who was supposed to be in the raid dropped out. So I was going to stay awake for the raid, but then that didn't happen. So I was supposed to stream gameplay Thursday, Friday, but plans just fell apart. So I do stream gameplay. I streamed it once. It's just been a busy week. But he's saying caps. I'm going for the Vegas Knights Stanley Cup Finals Game 3. This is being streamed on a Saturday. Game 3 is tonight. Okay. By the way, it's been a good series. And I did not check out, Big Soup is asking if we checked out any of the PUBG tournament yesterday at DreamHack. I did not. I was actually checking out because I was just watching Dr. Lupo just because I like to watch Dr. Lupo. He's an OG Destiny streamer who I like to follow a lot, and he was playing with Ninja, and they entered into a UMG. I think Keemstar was running it, a 2 versus 2 tournament, and it was an interesting way they did the tournament. You took it was teams of 2, but you put them all in the same 4-person squad, and the competition was you played 2 games, and whichever duo got the most kills and eliminations won after the 2 games.
That's cool.
They beat Myth from Team Solo Mid and one other guy from Team Solo Mid in round 1, and then they actually lost to Vic Star and Tinny Tooney, I think it is. Vic Star, I think Tinny is too, but Vic Star is one of the sidemen who were basically like a group of people that included KSI, who were very popular like GTA YouTubers, and I guess Vic Star has transitioned over to Fortnite because he is a beast, especially with a sniper rifle. And then I had to leave for work and I didn't catch the rest of the tournament. I've been trying to find out who won it, but it was interesting. Yeah, that's what Fortnite Fridays have been the last few weeks. Yeah, so yeah, I was watching the Fortnite Fridays event then. So yeah, Fallout 76 is a thing that's happening, and yeah, I'm sure you didn't check out the tournaments. You don't watch much esports.
No.
No.
The last esports thing I watched was months ago. I watched some Overwatch League, but I haven't been able to keep up. Got too much stuff on my plate.
Yeah, but there is one more big reveal from the week.
Let's go.
It's Nintendo, and that's the name of but it wasn't Mario.
Yeah, I could say it however I want.
Let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee. Those are the 2 new Pokemon games.
Yep,
that's me trying to do an Ash impersonation from the show. Didn't go very well.
Terrible.
But it was worth a shot. You know, I'd
say it wasn't, but okay.
Just like Eric Arndt. You know, you do things and you try them, and sometimes you grab your consensual penis while you do it.
Or you act like Joey Ryan and grab your strong penis and actually do something with it.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's the wrong time for Gamer Lad to jump into the chat. He asks, what do you think of Season 4 of Fortnite so far? I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it. I played it off stream with my girlfriend earlier this week on Tuesday for a little while. I was having fun. I'm a few weeks behind on my challenges, but I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to seeing what else happens as they build and develop, and the island is basically slowly just becoming a giant movie studio / superhero James Bond movie. And we'll get into actually some of the Season 4 stuff in a second, but first we want to talk about Pokemon. Nintendo revealed that Pokemon is finally coming to the Nintendo Switch
in a major way.
Pokemon Let's Go is like a pseudo sequel / companion to Pokemon Go, and this might get me wanting to buy a Switch and play Pokemon Go again. Basically, the way it works is a Switch game where you have an Eevee and a Pikachu with you that do not evolve. They're like your companions, and you basically travel around the world. I think it's Kanto, which is the original world. But I'll just make it easy, and I will read off of the Polygon article. So what is Pokemon Let's Go? Described by director Junichi Masuda as a remake of Pokemon Yellow. So it is in the Kanto region. So it's kind of like a remake of Pokemon Yellow, but it works with Pokemon Go. The first Pokemon titles for Switch will take us back to the Kanto region where the original Pokemon games are set. Players will start off in Pallet Town, meet Professor Oak, and encounter 151 original Pokemon. In addition, elements of the Pokemon anime will appear, notably Team Rocket and specific characters. They will be launching November 16th exclusively on Nintendo Switch. They will both be for retail for the $60 retail price. But there's going to be some interesting things. When you battle in the game, you battle as you normally do. Mm-hmm. But when you try to catch Pokemon, they actually implemented the Pokemon Go system where you don't battle the Pokemon down, you just throw Pokeballs at them. Mm-hmm. So hopefully Pokeballs don't cost too much in this game.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that you can sync up with Pokemon Go.
And you can transfer the Pokemon between the two.
Yeah, so you can take the Pokemon you captured in Let's Go and put it into Pokemon Go, and they can become some of your strongest Pokemon Go characters. Or if you capture some really cool, shiny, strong, powerful Pokemon in Pokemon Go, you can transfer them over to Let's Go and then use them in your gym battles and trainer battles and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So really, really cool. And there will be, this isn't being considered a core Pokemon game. There will be another generation of Pokemon games past Sun and Moon, which are going to be coming out in 2019. And that doesn't include this. So people who are worried, well, this isn't a true like core Pokemon game, like chill, you're fine.
There is one other thing that you haven't mentioned that I want to bring up. Multiplayer.
What about multiplayer?
There's going to be multiplayer in this game. 2 people playing
Well,
as Pokemon trainers at once.
You're getting ahead of yourself. I'm trying to figure out.
How am I getting ahead of myself?
I'm trying to find the information here that has multiplayer. I'm not seeing anything though.
Yeah, well, you can have 2 people playing each with their own part of a Joy-Con controller playing the game at the same time and have at least 2 trainers walking around together.
Apparently, you can also have Pokemon battles, Pokemon Go against other players as well, which is cool. And 2-player co-op will allow an additional player to join you and assist you in your Pokemon adventures. So there it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think you can jump in. I don't know if they haven't. I don't think they've confirmed whether or not like you can have your player from your version jump in and help.
Yeah, but
you can help your friends capture Pokemon, but I don't know if that counts on your account too. Like if you both run across a Rapidash and you both capture a Rapidash, if that means because you jumped into my game, only I get it, or you can take that Rapidash, you captured it, it goes onto your account, which you can transfer onto your Pokemon Go and onto your game.
Yeah.
So,
but
I'm sure with the online, I'm hoping with the online systems that it's the latter. They also have a Pokeball, like, peripheral.
Yeah, I saw
that you can use if you want, that you can use to actually throw at the Switch, at the Pokemon, and it'll, like, flash red and whatnot, and then go white or whatever when you capture them, which is cool, but I don't think it's necessary.
And you could also then transfer your Pokemon into it and go for a walk around with them as well.
Yes. And also, you can dress up your Eevee and your Pikachu.
All the fashions.
Apparently, just the original 151 Pokemon will be available, though their Alolan forms will also appear. So, like the special Rattata and Raticates will be there. I'm not sure if they specified whether or not if you capture anyone outside of the 151, if you in Pokemon Go, if you can transfer them over into Let's Go. I think that would not be the case since probably the information and data for those Pokemon would not exist in Let's Go.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, the only available evolutions will be Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, which were part of the original 151. So, I am actually very excited about this, and I think I may finally buy a Switch now. And this might get me to play Pokemon Go again.
Too poor for that, but if I wasn't, I'd be interested in it.
Yeah. So, and that was the big Pokemon announcement. There's also this other game called Pokemon Quest, which is like this pixelated thing where you run around as different Pokemon and fight other Pokemon on the Pokemon world by just like almost like melee attacking them.
Interesting.
Didn't look too interesting to me, so I kind of tuned it out. That wasn't the big news. The big news was Pokemon Go, or Let's Go.
Yep.
So, is there any, before we keep going further along, is there any other news about any specific game that you might want to talk about?
No, not yet, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Mm-hmm.
Confident?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to some legal news. Remember when we talked about how PUBG was thinking about suing Fortnite for copyright infringement?
I thought they started that a while ago.
They did, but now it's official.
Oh, okay.
Now they are officially suing Epic Games for copying their intellectual property, which is earning a lot of backlash towards PUBG.
I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I thought part of it was because I thought they actually did take some of their actual software stuff, which is part of it.
We'll see. Let's read the Polygon article real quick. PUBG Corp is taking Epic Games to court in South Korea over accusations that Epic Games copied intellectual property to create Fortnite Battle Royale. This is a measure to protect our copyrights, a PUBG representative told Bloomberg News. This isn't the first time PUBG Corp has accused Epic Games of copying its designs on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds for the increasingly more popular Fortnite Battle Royale. The corporation filed an injunction in January against Epic Games Korea, according to BBC. Epic Games is now accused of copying PUBG Corp's weapon designs as well as user interface from PUBG. So that's what they're suing them for, not so much the Battle Royale genre and style of gameplay, but more their weapon design and UI, because their UIs were kind of similar to begin with.
Yeah.
Kind of. While both games enjoy similar gameplay traits, Fortnite Battle Royale and PUBG both drop 100 players into a map and make them battle it out until only one person or one team is left standing. There are some notable differences between PUBG and Fortnite Battle Royale. Fortnite encourages players to build forts and craft items in order to defend themselves and better their attacks, while PUBG hasn't incorporated any building skills into the game at this point. Fortnite has continued to grow in popularity, while attention to PUBG has struggled to match the game's initial immense popularity. Apparently, the player base for PUBG has dropped in half since its peak, which is still, I think they still have almost 2 million players, but it's like they used to have like I think between 4, 6, or 8 million concurrent players. Epic's Battle Royale mode launched September 2017, just a few months after Fortnite's initial launch in July of that year. Fortnite remains the most watched game on Twitch, according to analytics site Twitch metrics, averaging an impressive 187,000 viewers in May. PUBG, however, only averages approximately 52,000 viewers this month, a 9% decrease in viewership. Even streamers like Dr. Disrespect have called out the player base jumping from PUBG to Fortnite. Which, to be honest with you, I can't remember the last time I played PUBG, and I've actually started playing more Fortnite. So
I've played
for me, that's
some
more
Fortnite.
For me, that's more the matter of more people are playing Fortnite. Like, so if I want to like play with people, I play Fortnite, and I just have. But there are only like a few people I know who still play PUBG, so I really get to play. And I just haven't. I've been so busy with other games too that I just haven't had the time to play some solos.
Yeah, I know I've played a little bit of Fortnite. I played a few games, and I honestly don't see what the hype is all about. I don't find that game enjoyable.
Yeah. So I see why it's enjoyable now that I've played it, because the missions allow for progression. You can get cosmetics. The gameplay mechanics can be fun, while still being competitive.
Yeah, but I could get all that stuff in a more, what I view as a more fun gameplay in the form of Overwatch.
I kind of enjoy the Battle Royale format to shooters, to those traditional arena shooters like or team shooters like Overwatch nowadays. But to each their own. That's why Overwatch is still popular.
Yeah.
I just gave you an opening into a segue, but you're not going to take it.
There's nothing going on with it. We're still in the middle of the event, and there's no new news for it.
So we have no Overwatch news this episode.
Not this
my
episode.
God.
Yeah,
what is Big Stupid going to do? You're not going to be able to do the jingle.
I might surprise you with it for fun later, but
you have to do Overwatch news after doing that, and
No,
you
I
have
don't.
Overwatch news. Anyway, there's another
we're in a free
PUBG.
country.
PUBG made an update. Speaking of it, the newest update from Polygon. The newest update for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is here, and it's bringing a few big improvements to items most people don't use often, as well as much needed performance upgrades. The biggest changes with this update, called the 1.0, called patch 1.0 update 14, are tweaks to several different types of grenades. Frag grenades are getting a little buff to their damage, as well as radius around them that does damage based on how close a player is to the explosion. Meanwhile, stun grenades now prevent players from seeing, hearing, or being able to shoot accurately if they are hit by the grenade's flash. Finally, Molotovs are getting a whole lot more dangerous with a bigger area of effect and fire that will spread across wood surfaces for a limited time. According to developer PUBG Corp, these changes were made to help keep frag grenades strong, while making stun grenades and Molotovs a little more appealing to use. But grenades aren't all that's changing with the update. PUBG Corp has also done some work to the game's back end to improve performance. A few of these changes are aimed at improving the game's frame rate, but most meaningful improves its network performance, and according to some players, have almost doubled the server tick rate. What all this means in practice is that PUBG should feel a lot better to play after this patch, with everything moving smoother with significantly less lag, which is another big problem that people were having with PUBG, and why some people wanted to move from PUBG to Fortnite, because of the amount of lag that PUBG can suffer from.
Can I tell you a little secret about PUBG?
Sure.
You know what my favorite grenade to use in PUBG is?
What's that?
The smoke grenade.
The smoke grenade's good, especially for revives.
Well, you know why I like to use it?
Why?
There have been several times where I've been playing a game and it's down to like me and one or two other people, and the circle's getting real small. And what do? I know the general direction that my opponent is in, and say, like, you're where that opponent is, I'll turn to, like, this way and throw the smoke grenade out that way. So they think I'm trying to hide myself over there. And when they go out to go and kill me, I just pop up and kill them.
Nice. Nice. That's a good strategy.
I've done it several
used
times.
the smoke
Got
grenade.
me a few chicken dinners.
We'll see. I'm not sure if that would work on PC, but it seems like it's effective on mobile.
Oh, yeah.
But since we're talking about battle royales and PUBG and Fortnite, more Fortnite news. Fortnite is reportedly coming to Nintendo Switch. Apparently, there was a leaked image that a lot of people think is going to be that is being reported, not confirmed, but reported as the booth layout and what games will be at the Nintendo booth this year. Included among them are Dragon Ball FighterZ, Paladins, FIFA 19, and then the big one, Fortnite. So if Fortnite comes to the Switch, screw Fortnite Mobile. Just your Switch is Fortnite Mobile now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that also goes to show how big Fortnite's becoming. They're trying to get Epic Games trying to get it on every platform possible. They're basically becoming the Skyrim or Battle Royale.
So when are we getting Fortnite on the TI-83?
Soon. It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming, just like the pizzas.
Ooh, that's one other thing I forgot to mention. I hear we're going to get Skyrim on the Pip-Boy inside of Fallout 76.
That would be hilarious. I honestly would not be surprised they did that to troll people.
Yep.
PUBG also recently, I'll get to this one next in a second, but not PUBG. Fortnite also came out with a new update that allows players to use shopping carts, which is actually hilarious. Basically, the way it is that one player can get into a shopping cart and almost like George Washington on the Delaware, put their one leg up on the top and one leg in the basket and get pushed around by a teammate, allowing them to like shoot people on the go. And apparently, if you fire a rocket from behind you, or if you go down a hill or down a ramp that you build, you can go a lot faster. I saw a clip of a couple streamers build a ramp. They built a ramp up with a shopping cart and then rode a ramp down that they were building as they went down. And then it ramped up and they hit the ramp, and the guy who was in the actual basket had a sniper rifle and sniped a guy while they were in midair off ramping the shopping cart and got a victory royale. Won the game with it.
Okay.
There's also been quite a few memes as a result of it. One is, which I recommend you guys look at. It's from Family Guy. It's Peter in a shopping cart on the roof of his house with Quagmire, Joe, and Cleveland, like basically holding the shopping cart, and he's looking at the. I think it was a bit or joke they made on about Jackass or YouTube or something. And Peter's looking at the camera. He says, "So this is Peter Griffin, and we are shopping cart roof guys. Okay, let go." And they let go, and Peter just flies off the roof, face plants, and just lays motionless on the ground. But when he hits, they make the Fortnite death noise, and all of it, unlike all of his stuff, as if it was a Fortnite player, comes flying out.
Nice.
So definitely fun, good stuff. We've also finally found out all 100 people who are going to be and teams that are going to be in the Fortnite tournament at E3. The celebrity one. We've got Ninja with Marshmello, an EDM artist who makes good music. Myth, who Ninja beat in that tournament I was talking about yesterday, will be playing with Paul George, NBA star. Pokimane will be playing with Designer. Markiplier will be playing with Joel McHale. That'll be an interesting one. Gotaga and Demetrius Johnson. Ali A will be playing with Pete Wentz. Willie Rex will be playing with Prince Royce. Expert Thief will be playing with Janine Gavankar. Nade Shot will be playing with Tyron Woodley. One Shot Girl will be playing with Jack Falahy. King Richard will be playing with JT Brown. State Mountain 64 will be playing with Jordan Fisher.
Mountain. That's Stone Mountain.
What did I say?
You said State Mountain.
Oh, Stone Mountain 64, sorry. Well, I was rubbing my eyes. I was trying to read it. We'll be playing with Jordan Fisher. Burke Can will be playing with Ryan Cartwright. Darkness 429 will be playing with Marcus Scribner. Orkin will be playing with Jordan Jones.
This is my team.
Oh, and look at that. Austin will be playing in the tournament, so you were right. Austin's also going to be involved in a kind of funny cross-IGN like Mario Tennis event at E3 as well.
Oh, nice.
So
nice,
he's
nice.
all over the place. Austin Creed Xavier Woods will be playing with CDN the Nerd. Then we've also got Lachlan playing with Robbie Amell. We've got Muscle with Liam McIntyre.
Ron Funches.
Lolitoff Dez will be playing with Ron Funches. Jericho, not Chris Jericho, but Jericho with 2 eyes will be playing with Dylan Francis. Gizors will be playing with Reggie Jackson, not the professional baseball player, I'm sure. So if it would be amazing. Noah J456 will be playing with Madeline Bailey. Skyart will be playing with Nathan Kress. Cypher PK with Tara Cohen. And finally, Isaac Live with Drezzo. The remaining teams will be added to the list as Epic announces them. I believe that's the full list, though, now. Yeah, here's everyone playing in. So, 100 streamers and celebrities facing up for charity. I think that added up to 100. If not, well, there's more teams to be announced later.
Yeah. One thing I want to point out to you, I don't know if you've heard about, something new that Up Down Down is going to be doing, which I am super excited for.
What's that?
Apparently, Up Down Down is going to be starting a Dungeons and Dragons show.
Interesting.
A streaming one, and the 3 people I know of that are going to be in it are obviously Austin Creed, Ember Moon, and Tyler Breeze.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. That's actually a really good way to do stuff and turn things around. And honestly, that probably would have been something that I would have eventually would have thought the channel would have gone with eventually once we had like done enough games. I believe I remember when we first started out, we were talking about maybe doing other types of games like tabletop games or stuff like that. But I think I had made the decision that we wanted to focus on gaming and establish the gaming part in general before branching off to doing other things. But it was something I believe that we had on the horizon to eventually do. So it's cool to see that they're finally pulling the trigger on that.
That's awesome.
And then our final little bit of news that I just want to mention was that yesterday was the 30th anniversary of Madden NFL football. So why'd you pull the mic away from yourself?
Because I have literally nothing to add.
Oh, yeah, that was just a little thing. Yesterday was the 30th anniversary of Madden NFL football. And
Chicken wings.
Chicken
wings, boom, tough acting, tenactin.
Yes, boom, tough acting, tenactin. Is there anything you want to bring up before we close the show?
Not really.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, then fine. I'm going to talk about Overwatch.
There's no news this week, but we'll go over some of the Overwatch League.
Yeah, we'll go over Overwatch League for the week. We are in week 3 of stage 4, I believe. Yes, we are.
Have Shanghai done it?
They did. Well, they didn't this week. In their first game, they faced Seoul. They got 4-0'd. The Valiant 3-0'd the Gladiators, and the Excelsior 4-0'd the Philadelphia Fusion. That was all Wednesday's action. Thursday's action. London 2-1 Boston. San Francisco Shock 3-1 Dallas, and the Los Angeles Gladiators beat Philadelphia Fusion 3-1. On Friday, Shanghai did not do it this week, so they've got 2 games left.
Come on,
2
Shanghai.
games left, I think, or 2 or 4 games. 4 games because there's 5 stages in the week, so they've got 4 games left to try and get their first win.
You mean
they got
weeks in a stage.
5 weeks in a stage. That's what I mean. Yeah. So they got 3-0'd. Shanghai did by Houston. Florida Mayhem almost beat Seoul. Seoul at 3-2 Florida Mayhem. And then San Francisco Shock 3-1 the Boston Uprising. Surprising. Boston's kind of falling apart this stage a little bit.
Yeah, last stage they were rocking, but this stage they're not doing too good.
And then today's action, London will be facing the Dallas Fuel. London will probably win that one. New York Excelsior will play the LA Valiant. The LA Valiant's good, but I don't think New York Excelsior has lost to them really all season.
I think they've only lost to London, and that's it.
Yeah, and then we got the Florida Mayhem versus the Houston Outlaws, which Houston should win. Let's take a look at the stage standings real quick. And, of course, New York Excelsior is 5-0. Actually, the Los Angeles Valiant are also 5-0, so this will be a battle for first place in the stage today between the New York Excelsior and the Los Angeles Valiant. Gladiators are in third, 5-1, with a 5-1 record. San Francisco Shock are fourth with a 4-2 record. Wow, the Boston Uprising have really fallen. Houston Outlaws are in 5th. Dallas Fuel in 6th. London Spitfire 7th. Philadelphia Fusion 8th. Seoul Dynasty 9th. Florida Mayhem 10th. The Florida Mayhem, The Boston Uprising have not won a game this stage. They are 0-6.
Jeez.
They are second to last, and the Shanghai Dragons are also last.
Poor Shanghai.
So that'll do it. Footballers, I want to get, in case you're still here, I wanted to get to your comment in the chat. You said that you're currently playing Detroit Become Human. The game is crazy. I've heard it's really good. I mean, it's by the people who made Heavy Rain, Quantic Dream.
That's weird, because I was hearing from a lot of people that it wasn't that good.
I heard it was good.
All right, I'll have to look in.
So,
I'll have to do an actual in-depth look into it.
I'm not sure if I'll pick it up. Greg Miller has platinumed it.
Oh, wow.
Which requires multiple playthroughs, so good on him. I'm thinking about picking it up. I might pick it up. I don't have much time to play games, and I want to play Assassin's Creed Origins. I want to finish the Fractured But Whole, and I also want to play Dad of Boy and beat Dad of Boy. So
King of the North Hill.
Yeah, whatever. So we'll see. But yeah, Detroit Become Human. Apparently a good game. Footballer says it's crazy, so you guys might want to check it out.
Before we get into housekeeping,
okay,
there's one little thing I wanted to do quickly.
Okay.
Since a week from today is the start of everything with E3, just quickly, one minor prediction of something you think we might see happen at E3.
Well, I mean,
I'll give you an example. I think we might see the announcement of a new hero for Overwatch or something.
I think we're going to get a Battle Royale mode announcement for Red Dead Redemption
2?
Yeah, for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
And it'll come on one of the console things, which is also pretty bad announcement because Rockstar normally doesn't reveal things at E3. So maybe I should think of something else. Yeah. But that's just off the top of my head since you're like, just throwing this on me.
And like I said, just a random thing of, what do you think we might see? Because who knows, we might see something by next week. But we'll be able to talk more in depth about it.
If I had to pick anything else, also, I want to say Final Fantasy VII remake stuff, but like that's probably not
never
going well.
Happening.
It'll happen. It's just gonna happen in years.
It'll just happen the same year that Half-Life 3 happens.
So, we have a new follower also, by the way. So thank you to JLEC42 for the follow. Yes. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I guess that's my prediction, kind of.
Okay.
Also, Halo 6. We'll get the first trailer for Halo 6.
Also, maybe something about roster review or cover something like that for WWE 2K19. Because they normally do that around.
They
E3.
normally will just do they won't do a full roster reveal. They'll reveal like the first 4 or 5 people in the game and the cover athlete.
Like the start of one. Like last year, they revealed the first 5 people through that portrait or whatever.
Yeah. No, that was 2 years ago.
All right, but still, you never know.
I know for a fact because I was still there.
Oh, look at you.
So yeah, okay. That does it for episode 52 of the Super Grapple Bros podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you can check out the podcast. Every single episode streamed on Twitch at twitch.tv/L_Murpho. It can also be viewed on VOD. We usually stream on Saturdays between the hours of like 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. is normally our general start times. Like we actually got it this week. On rare occasions, we will not do it on those weeks, but I will get to how you can figure that out from us later in just a bit. You can also watch us on VOD on YouTube at youtube.com/LMurphoReal. Like, share, subscribe, comment over there, all that good stuff. You can find us on audio on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and lots of other places where podcasts can be found.
Rate, review, and subscribe.
Very important there because we become an officially rated podcast with enough ratings and reviews from you fine people over on iTunes, which means that people who actually search for the topics of wrestling and video games can actually find us because we'll be officially rated podcast.
Yep.
You can find us on those locations by searching Super Grapple Bros, though. We will show up if you search for that in particular. Also, if you want to give us some comments, some feedback, questions, topics of concern, any of that stuff, there's 2 ways you can do that. Number 1 is email us, supergrapplebros@gmail.com. Again, questions, topics, conversation, trivia, feedback. If we got anything wrong, let us know. You can also tell us at my Discord server, which you can find the link to that in the description on YouTube, in the show notes in the audio version, and on the channel page on Twitch. On the Discord server, there are 2 channels for Super Grapple Bros. The first is a feedback channel, and the other one is a viewer pay-per-view predictions channel, where if you get the most amount of your predictions correct, you get shouted out on our review podcast of that pay-per-view event. And if you beat us, you also get a shout out. And we are also entertaining the idea of doing a giveaway. We will be doing a giveaway. We just don't know what it will be and whether or not it will be for the most matches predicted or the most pay-per-views where you've gotten the most predictions out of everyone. So be sure to do that. And also, on the Discord server as well as our Twitter accounts is when we will let you guys know whenever we start to go live for every single show. So again, check out the Discord server, but also follow us on Twitter. I am L_Murpho.
I am DMurph_42.
And with all of that, that will do it for episode 52 of the Super Grapple Bros podcast. But before we say so long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, we've got our kayfabe news article of the episode.
Yes, which actually goes along with very well with how you started the episode off.
Oh boy.
And that article is Nakamura suffers scrotum-shaped bruise on arm after AJ Styles delivers another vicious groin shot.
He should have covered and protected his consensual penis.
Well, that's what AJ Styles should have done, but he was attacking him with his penis, so.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Take care. See you later.
Bye.
Peace, deuces, deuce, deuce. Until next time.
Sure.
Shut up and sit down.